we are kicking things off with a major shakeup in the electric vehicle landscape. California's goal of 100% zero-emission vehicles by 2035 is facing a serious challenge, as a new report reveals a steady decline in sales. Experts are pointing directly to federal policy shifts, specifically mentioning the end of the federal tax credit for EV buyers and the weakening of fuel economy standards, which is dramatically reshaping the market for California drivers.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we turn our attention to community resilience. In Georgia, the new Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Lithonia is making huge strides by installing solar power, battery storage, and electric vehicle chargers on its campus. This initiative is part of a larger movement by the AME 6th District and Georgia Interfaith Power and Light to transform congregations into vital community resilience hubs ready for climate challenges. Now let's dive deep into the technology driving this change. CATL just unveiled a revolutionary lineup of next-generation EV batteries and charging ecosystems at their Beijing showcase. We're talking about ultra-fast charging, sodium-ion advancements, and a diversified battery approach, with the Shenzhen super-fast charging battery setting a new benchmark for speed and longevity. And finally, we look at the global shift. Automotive analyst Lei Xing calls the international expansion of Chinese automakers a natural evolution, as domestic pressure pushes companies to go global. With exports soaring and major players like BYD and Geely expanding overseas, the domestic market pressure is clearly driving this massive global push. Stay with us for the full story. California's ambitious goal of achieving 100% electric vehicle sales for new cars by 2035 faces significant headwinds following recent shifts in federal policy, according to a new report. Data from the California New Car Dealers Association reveals a steady decline in electric vehicle adoption over the last 6 months. In the first quarter, zero-emission vehicles constituted only 13.7% of the market, a sharp drop from 21% for all of 2025, and the lowest share recorded since late 2021. Total EV registrations experienced a more dramatic decrease, falling by over 40% year-over-year. Furthermore, overall new vehicle registrations in California fell by 8.9%, outpacing the 4.6% decline seen nationwide. Experts attribute this downturn directly to federal policy adjustments. Ethan Elkind, director of the climate program at UC Berkeley Law, stated that the removal of the $7,500 federal tax credit for EV buyers by the Trump administration in September was a major factor in the sales decline. Additionally, federal lawmakers have moved to weaken fuel economy standards and strip California of its authority to mandate higher zero-emission vehicle sales. Elkind noted that without penalties for non-compliance with federal standards, automakers lack the incentive to adhere to California's specific zero-emission mandates. Despite these challenges, analysts suggest a potential rebound is imminent, driven by technological advancements and increasing global competition, particularly from China, which is driving down EV prices. Elkind commented that as the global market matures and prices fall, policy interventions may become less effective in restricting EV adoption. In the interim, the market is showing a desire for a hybrid solution. The California New Car Dealers Association reported that over 80,000 hybrid vehicles were sold last quarter, indicating that many consumers are seeking a middle ground. Hybrid vehicles accounted for more than 20% of all new car sales in the state, nearly matching the peak market share electric vehicles achieved the previous year. Autumn Hecox, spokeswoman for the association, explained that while Californians desire the benefits of electric vehicles, concerns remain regarding charging infrastructure and the lifestyle changes required, positioning hybrids as a viable transitional option. New Bethel African Methodist Episcopal, AME, Church in Lithonia, Georgia, has become a pioneering community resilience hub by installing solar power, battery storage, and electric vehicle charging stations on its campus. This initiative marks the church as one of the first faith communities in the state to integrate these technologies, and it is the first commercial pilot participant to utilize battery storage through partnerships with Georgia Bright and the CATL Good Fund. The project aligns with a broader strategy by the AME 6th District and Georgia Interfaith Power and Light, GIPL, to transform congregations into vital community resilience centers. These hubs are equipped to serve the community by providing power for emergency response vehicles, storing essential medicines, and offering shelter during severe weather and climate disasters. Bishop Michael Leon Mitchell, presiding prelate of the 6th District AME Church in Georgia, emphasized the dual mission of the project. In becoming resilience hubs, our churches are honoring that legacy while preparing for the climate challenges of tomorrow. This is about keeping our sacred call to serve and care for our neighbors alive, he stated. Hannah Schultz, program director for GIPL, highlighted the significance of the move. The AME Church is showing Georgia what's possible when faith communities embrace both practical resource stewardship and climate justice. This installation goes beyond clean energy. It's about building the infrastructure our communities need to weather the storms ahead, literally and figuratively. Pastor Will Thomas, lead pastor of New Bethel AME Church, underscored the community focus. When the lights go out in the neighborhood, we want New Bethel to be a place where people know they can come for safety and support. That's what our church is called to do. The installation, completed by Better Tomorrow Solar, includes a 70.11 kW solar system and a 41 kWh battery storage system, projected to cover 80% of the church's annual energy needs, resulting in annual utility savings exceeding $15,000. The funding for the project was secured through a combination of support from the Hive Fund, Black Voters Matter, and Georgia Bright, which facilitated the solar energy procurement agreement with zero upfront cost to the congregation, leveraging federal tax credits and grants made available through the CATL Good Fund. Melanie Calhoun, state organizing manager for Black Voters Matter Fund, noted the impact on minority communities. This project is about ensuring that Black communities have the resources, infrastructure, and power to withstand crises and thrive in the face of climate challenges. Alicia Brown, director of Georgia Bright, praised the innovation. By embracing storage, they're not only cutting costs and increasing resilience for their congregants and the surrounding community, but also showing how community organizations can play an important role in reducing costs and increasing resilience for the larger energy system. In addition to energy infrastructure, Better Tomorrow Solar provided 2 dual-level II EV chargers, enabling the church to power community electric vehicles using solar energy. Roji Aldashi, CEO of Better Tomorrow Solar, concluded that the project signifies a major shift. When houses of worship become sources of power and safety for their communities, that's when we see the true impact of renewable energy. CATL has launched a comprehensive suite of next-generation electric vehicle battery systems and charging infrastructure solutions at its recent technology showcase in Beijing, signaling a major shift toward a diversified, multi-technology approach in the EV market. The unveiling covers ultra-fast charging capabilities, extended range technology, sodium-ion advancements, and a unified charging and battery swapping network. The industry trend highlighted is the move away from a single dominant battery chemistry. CATL is positioning different chemistries to serve specific needs, ranging from mass-market vehicles to high-performance applications. Lithium iron phosphate, LFP, batteries are being optimized for ultra-fast charging due to approaching energy density limits, while nickel cobalt manganese, NCM, remains key for maximizing energy density. Key breakthrough is the third-generation Shengsing superfast charging battery, engineered to balance speed and longevity. Through advanced thermal management, CATL claims the battery retains over 90% capacity after 1,000 cycles, while supporting 10C continuous and 15C peak charging rates. This enables 10% to 80% charge in under 4 minutes and reliable performance down to -30 degrees C, setting a new benchmark for ultra-fast charging. For high-end vehicles, the third-generation Kiln battery delivers exceptional performance, boasting an energy density of 280 Wh/kg, enabling up to 1,000 km of range, while significantly reducing weight compared to traditional LFP systems. Furthermore, the Kiln condensed battery introduces aviation-inspired engineering, achieving a cell energy density of 350 Wh/kg and eliminating liquid electrolytes to enhance safety, with potential crossover into electric aviation. CATL is also targeting the hybrid segment with the second-generation FreeVoice Super Hybrid battery, which structurally combines LFP and NCM materials to boost energy density without adding weight, achieving up to 600 km pure electric range and a total driving range exceeding 2,000 km. Sodium-ion technology, branded as Naxtra, is set for commercialization, with large-scale production anticipated by the end of 2026. This chemistry is favored for its cost-effectiveness, safety profile, and performance in extreme temperatures, targeting grid storage and entry-level EVs. Beyond the cells, CATL is aggressively developing an integrated energy ecosystem. The company unveiled a unified network combining home charging, public fast charging, and battery swapping at single locations. The goal is to improve infrastructure utilization and reduce energy loss, with plans to deploy 4,000 such stations across nearly 190 cities by 2026. Robin Zeng stressed that future success hinges on validation, reliability, and global credibility. By integrating diverse battery chemistries with a robust, shared infrastructure, CATL is positioning itself at the forefront of the EV transition, driving the industry toward mass adoption through faster charging, longer range, and systemic ecosystem integration. Chinese electric vehicle giants are aggressively pursuing global expansion, a trend analysts are labeling as a natural evolution driven by domestic market pressures. Automotive analyst Lei Xing described the international push as a logical next step for companies that have reached operational maturity within China, stating that the domestic market has been exerting sufficient pressure. Xing emphasized that the current globalization drive is simply the natural progression as these firms become increasingly global. He urged a balanced perspective on this overseas expansion, advising stakeholders to view the situation with a glass half-full, half-empty outlook. This shift coincides with growing expectations that geopolitical events, specifically the energy shock in Iran and rising fuel prices, could accelerate consumer adoption of electric vehicles. Recent industry data strongly supports this trajectory. According to the Associated Press, China's passenger car exports surged by 82.4% in March compared to the previous year, reaching approximately 748,000 vehicles, up significantly from 586,000 in February. Furthermore, exports of new energy passenger vehicles, including battery electric and plug-in hybrid models, saw an even more dramatic increase of over 140% year-over-year to 363,000 units. A 31% rise from roughly 276,000 in February. Major automakers, including BYD Co., Limited, and Geely Automobile Holdings Limited, have responded by intensifying overseas sales efforts and expanding production capabilities outside of China. Market indicators offer mixed signals. While BYD's OTC stock shows a strong growth score, it lags in the price trend metric across various rankings. Meanwhile, NIO is demonstrating positive performance trends across short, medium, and long-term horizons, according to Channel YouTube Edge rankings.